Hi guys, Dragon Warrior Reviews here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Hot Toys Darth Sidious figure from Revenge of the Sith. So honestly, I can't believe that I'm reviewing a Hot Toys figure from Revenge of the Sith finally. Basically, there is actually two versions of Darth Sidious they made from Revenge of the Sith. Obviously, the other version isn't released. I feel like the other version is superior to this one, but I wanted to get this one as well because I do like this look. And yeah, I don't mind having two Darth Sidiouses in my collection just because I love Revenge of the Sith. It is my favourite movie of all times. So yeah, so here we got a picture of the Emperor on the box, or should I call him Darth Sidious, holding his lightsaber. And then down here we have another picture of Darth Sidious holding his lightsaber. And as you can see, it's a Star Wars Darth Sidious here. And we sort of have like a yellowy orange sort of banner here. Very fitting for Revenge of the Sith. I don't know what that is though. Is it like his... Oh, I don't even know. Is it like a ship or something? A starship? Maybe it's Darth Vader's or Anakin's starship. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know. And then on the sides here, we've got another picture of Darth Sidious sort of flexing his lightning. Wish these pieces were like sort of glued down because these are very, very easy to get bent. As you can see, mine is already bent a little bit. Came like that. And then on the other side here, yeah, it's definitely a starfighter. That's like Anakin's or Obi-Wan's, I don't know. And then it says Darth Sidious here. And then on the back, a load of legal information and Hot Toys store locations and stuff like that. One thing I find really annoying about these Star Wars boxes is I don't like that they put the prototype images on the box. What I think they do is after, you know, sort of posting the blogger photos or making the blogger photos, then they sort of print the artwork for the boxes. But what I think they should do is once they've made the final product of the figure, then they should take some pictures of it and print some images on the box. And as you can see at the top here, it says Hot Toys Special Edition. If you get the Special Edition, the only thing you're getting is a metal coin. If you buy it off Sideshow, it is gold. And if you buy it anywhere else, I think it comes red. As per usual with Star Wars figures, we have this awesome artwork under the front cover. This is very, very awesome. In the background, it's sort of like the Senate sort of building where him and Yoda were fighting. We've got some sparks down here. He's shooting his lightning and holding his lightsaber. Really, really awesome. And if you take off this awesome artwork, it will reveal Darth Sidious' manky face. Here we've got Darth Sidious in his clown tray here. My first impressions, honestly, the outfit's looking really, really awesome. And that head sculpt, it is looking really, really creepy. And those hands, especially those lightning hands, wow, they are detailed. Anyway, let's take Darth Sidious out of the box and all of his accessories so we can take a closer look. Alright, so let's start off with the hands first. So, the detail on these hands are absolutely incredible. As you can see the veins, and it's kind of like, and his hands are sort, and his skin is sort of white, I think, where he's sort of like, had contact with his Force Lightning. Because when Mace Windu reflected back on his face, I'm pretty sure it reflected back on his hands as well. So they look very, very disgusting. Those fingernails are absolutely disgusting. And I love the pink on the fingers there, as you can see. Looks like his hands are kind of sore and scarred. Very, very awesome. And the skin texture is absolutely awesome. Some of the best hands I've ever seen from Hot Toys. Anyway, this hand is sort of like a weird gesturing hand. We get a lightsaber holding hand. It looks like another lightsaber holding hand. This looks like a gun holding hand. I guess this is another lightsaber holding hand. I don't know. You could use this for... I think this hand is for when he's about to shoot his lightning, I think. So I think that's what this one is for. And then finally, we have two Force Lightning hands. I love these hands. Basically, because the lightning isn't too long, they're not going to droop over time. They are made of soft sort of plastic or rubbery plastic, but they're not going to droop over time. I also like the see-through sort of blueness at the end of the fingernails where he's shooting, or sort of fingers where he's shooting the lightning. Here we've got his lightsaber. Darth Sidious' lightsaber is quite small, as you can sort of see the metallic silver and the metallic gold. It looks really, really awesome. As per usual, you get a USB version, and then obviously a junction box. We also get a tool for moving the eyes. They're becoming see-through now, that's cool. We get a swishing lightsaber blade and a regular lightsaber blade. Now for his display base, I like the display base. Actually, I'm going to remove this little thing because it looks a bit weird. There we go. It says Star Wars Darth Sidious here. it's really cool. I've never had one of these display bases before. They are kind of cool. These used to light up. I swear when they gave us the Darth Vader one, I don't have the Darth Vader one, but when they did that version of, when they did the Darth Vader one, these lit up, but now they kind of look like they don't light up anymore. Like, I mean, like, they're not meant to. Well, sorry, my brain's all over the place. What I meant by that is I think usually what I've seen in other people's reviews, these look more like see-through, so it looks like they're like, so it looks like they would be LED, or, you know, they'll be able to light up. But these ones don't, they're just sort of painted orange. Also, there's quite a lot of detail. There's some brown, it looks like some like rust on this display base. I really like the detail on this. This is a really cool display base. Really, really like it. And on the top here, this is just sort of printed something. I think it's printed cardboard. I think that's what Justin says they usually do with these display bases. I'm not sure, but I really like this. I really like this. I think it's a really cool display base, and it goes perfectly with Sidious because it's brown and his robes are brown. Very, very awesome. And I almost forgot, but finally we have the special edition coin. Like I said earlier, if you buy it off Sideshow, you get it gold, but if you buy it anywhere else, it has to be the special edition, by the way, you get the red one. It's really cool. Wish you got a stand with it, but there's a picture of Darth Sidious about to shoot his lightning. It says Darth Sidious up there, Galactic Empire. Love that touch. And on the back, it says Star Wars Hot Toys Limited. I really like it. It's a nice addition. By the way, if you want to get the special edition version, it's not that much more expensive, but just because the coin isn't really that, like, crazy. So here we've got Darth Sidious sort of standing up straight on his display base without his hood on and in no particular poses. So this outfit is quite basic. Just because of that, I'm going to start from the bottom and then we will finish with the head sculpt. Usually I start with the head sculpt and finish with the bottom, but we'll change it up a little bit for today's video. So his sort of robes at the bottom here are wide. The wires run along the bottom all the way around the sort of cloak. And yeah, they are pretty strong wires. It's very difficult to style them sort of like this, though. It's really hard because if this bit is a bit poofy at the back, you wouldn't really notice it in your collection. But these bits here, you can get to look pretty good. I don't know, I find wires really hard to work with. I don't know if I can fix this situation. Every time I try and mess with this, then it messes with that. I have no idea how to fix that, but I'll work on that. And now, if we do remove the wires out of the way, sorry, the cloak out of the way, he does have some clothing underneath this little like skirt piece. This is not wired, but it's really, really nice. I like the sort of like the texture and stuff. It is very, very awesome. If you want to and you want the skirt piece exposed, you could always do something like this. As you can see, I can really see these wires being very annoying when I'm trying to pose later. Hopefully I do a good job. But anyway, as you can see, these sleeves are very poofy, very, very accurate to the movie. Obviously, I mean, you've got some little like velvety sort of fluffiness here on his sort of wrists. These cover the wrist pegs, which is really awesome. And I forgot to mention this when I was showing the hands. Obviously, already installed in the figure, we get these sort of open palm dynamic hands, which is really, really cool. I think this one's different to this one. That's really, really cool. These parts as well, these like fluffy black parts, these are wired as well, so when you lift these arms you can sort of form them properly, which is really, really cool. There's a little gold piece there, a little buckle. And then we've got the hood. I will be putting the hood up later when I do my first pose, but the reason why I haven't done that already is so we can take a look at the head sculpt without the hood on. Now I'm going to apologise quickly because we forgot about the boots. So here we've got the boots here. Let me just try and lift. Oh, this is a very awkward figure to work with. Yeah, here we go. So we've got some nice boots here. Now, I would think they're pleather, but recently I think they've been doing real leather stuff, I think what I've heard. So I don't know if this is real leather or pleather. I can't really tell. Justin does a lot of smell testing. Recently, he's been smelling things and it smelled like normal leather, or real leather, sorry. So I'm not sure if this is pleather or not, but I guess time will tell. Hot Toys don't mention it on their website. But anyway, let's take a look at this creepy head sculpt. So here we go. This is absolutely amazing. For some reason in the promo pictures and also the release blogger photos, they don't show this sculpt without the hood, which is a bit stupid. But as you can see, it can come off. And the detail is absolutely amazing. His face is really shriveled up. You can sort of see the bags of skin around his cheeks. And you can see those Sith eyes. I will be putting the flash on soon enough so you can have a better look at those. And this figure it's interesting because not everyone's going to like this head sculpt. Obviously, when Darth Sidious was fighting Yoda, he was pulling a load of sort of crazy faces. I think that's because he was really, letting his dark side out. He's really happy to finally try and kill Yoda or fight Yoda. And it's a really creepy expression. It's really cool. In some of the promo pictures, it looks a little bit odd. But in person, it looks really good from every angle. It really looks awesome. I know his teeth as well. I'll stick the flash on in a sec so you can sort of see the glossiness of the teeth. Because I think what I saw in the blogger photos, the teeth are very glossy. But before I do that, very ugly scene. Now, I'm pretty sure the other Darth Sidious, the Clone Wars one, had the same issue, but I think the reason why they didn't fix it is because this Darth Sidious is supposed to have his hood on, so I'm going to let it slide. There's the ugly seam. It's quite noticeable from like this side. Maybe this side is not as bad, but for this side it's definitely more noticeable. But I guess it's something we have to live with, unfortunately. Also, you can sort of see there's some black stuff around his neck, and there's a little bit of brown underneath there. Really, really awesome. And yeah, so as you know, you just remove this sort of panel at the back. It's magnetic, and then you can access the moving eyes. You have plenty of access to move the eyes, so it should be pretty easy. Quickly, let's take a look at the head sculpt with the flash on. Yes, I think I'm going to start using the flash by default in my reviews, and then maybe sometimes turn it off in certain poses. Actually, I haven't got that panel quite on properly at the back. I'll fix that in a sec. Or maybe it is right. I don't know. I don't think it is. I'll fix that in a sec. But yeah, the face looks great. Those Sith eyes look incredible. And if I can maybe zoom all the way in, can you notice? Yes, the teeth are very glossy. Very, very well detailed. Wow, you can sort of see how the light is reflecting off the teeth. How far can I zoom in without losing quality? Yeah, very far apparently. But yeah, this head sculpt is amazing. I think it's now time though to first of all fix the panel on the back. I think what is happening is maybe it's getting like tucked. It's maybe like, making contact with like the suit underneath. So if you do have any issues, maybe just take the head off. You do have to out of the box anyway, because you don't have to. There is a little like thing around his neck out of the box. You don't have to take it off. You don't really notice it, but I just did anyway, just for completion, because I know it's fair. And now I think it's time to get him into his first pose. And most importantly, let's hide this awesome head sculpt with the hood on. So here we go. We got pose number 1. But as you can see, he looks amazing. So before we take a closer look at his face with the hood on, basically my first impression is really of what he looks like in this sort of full look with his hood on is he looks amazing. Basically, this pose is him about to shoot lightning. Every time I sort of look at this, when I look at this pose, it reminds me of when Darth Sidious said to Yoda, "Now you'll experience the full power of the dark side." I love it. It's very, very simple pose, but it's absolutely awesome. I got the robes pretty much displayed quite well. They seem like I wanted them to look like kind of natural draping. I think I have, ignore the back. I got it pretty okay at the back, but it's really difficult. It's probably the display base messing with that. I will stick the flash on, but I wanted to have it off so you can sort of see the light naturally forming around his skin with the hood. Very, very awesome here. I'm really, really liking this. Like, with the hood, it's really awesome. And by the way, these wires in this hood are really good. The wires are really good. Like, you can really get him looking good. The wires are very nice around the front here. At the back, I don't think there's any wires here, so maybe it poofs out a little bit. I think hoods do that anyway. It looks a bit weird from the back, but yeah, that's okay. Hopefully the hood, which comes with the other version of Darth Sidious, they're probably going to be releasing in like 2026, has as good hood as this, because it is really, really awesome. This poofy section though is kind of annoying because there's no wires here. They don't usually do that, but I guess hoods would do that anyway in real life. But yeah, here we go. We got pose number 1 looking absolutely awesome. Anyway, I think it's time now to move on to pose number 2. So here we go. He's holding his lightsaber. I think for the next pose, I'm going to try his LED lightsaber. But as you can see, I did a little bit of stuff with the wires here. It kind of looks like the wind is blowing as he's, sort of igniting his lightsaber. He's holding his hand like that. As you can see, the hood is looking really, really good. I actually moved the eyes upwards. Usually you don't want the dead eye stare with sort of like figures. It looks a bit iffy with some figures. With Darth Sidious, as you know, with the first pose, I had him like sort of staring forward. With this creepy expression, I think the stare is probably what a lot of people may use. I'm going to stick the flash on in a minute because the way I've got the hood on, it really covers the face up quite well, which is good. But one thing I forgot to mention is those Sith eyes look like they're almost glowing when they're not. The way they painted them, like the yellow and stuff, it kind of looks like, you know, like, I don't know why, it looks like they're glowing a little bit sometimes. It really looks like they're sort of like staring at you, like, it's crazy. Like, they've done a great job painting those Sith eyes. They look absolutely incredible. So yeah, with the flash on though, now it's a lot easier to see his face. And even those Sith eyes, oh my god, they look incredible. As you can see, got the eyes looking up, and he looks so mad. Even though he's got that sort of smiling expression, he looks like he's really blooming evil. And I am so impressed with these Sith eyes. Like, these Sith eyes are absolutely perfect. They look so good. The way they painted them, like I said a second ago, they just look like they're glowing. It's so cool. So it's hard to focus in his face a little bit because it's trying to focus in the blade, but oh my goodness, I love this pose. Let me just take him off the display base so we can just take a better look at him. Wow, this figure is really awesome. I know the other one is probably going to be more superior when it comes out in 2026, but doesn't mean you can sleep on this figure. This one is amazing. Like, I love it. If you got a Yoda, it's going to be perfect. If they do make a Yoda figure from Revenge of the Sith, am I going to get it? Probably not really, because I am building up a Revenge of the Sith collection, and it's mostly going to be the bad guys. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on to pose number 3. So here we go. We got the lightning on. I was only going to do one pose with the lightning on. That was going to be my final pose, but I wanted to do a second one. Now, if I don't like my final pose as much as this one, I will go back to this one in my final display. But here we go. Basically, he's just like looking downwards and he's shooting Yoda. That's what I'm pretending. Or probably to shoot Yoda, you have to probably move that arms a little bit further down, but whatever. And then he's got the robe sort of flowing out a little bit there. Here we go. Got the head turning. The eyes are exactly the same. But yeah, here we go. Actually, I need to remove these pieces. So I put these parts in the background for some figure photography for the Instagram account. Now everything should blend a little bit better. Yeah, I really like this pose. Really cool. He's really leaning downwards, shooting Yoda. Really awesome. Loving the hood. I can't wait to get the other version of Darth Sidious as well. Oh, having 2 versions of Darth Sidious, because he's such a good character. Especially in Revenge of the Sith, he is the ultimate bad guy in Star Wars. Anyway, don't want to spend too long on each pose, so let's move on to pose number 4. So, unfortunately, I actually think it may be my power pack which is acting out, because as you know, in the Sabine review and the Ahsoka review, the lightsaber is fine, it's like glowing, but then it starts flickering and turning off, and I thought it was faulty junction boxes. It might be, but I think it's something to do with my power pack where it doesn't like the junction boxes. With the Batman Armory, it's fine, but yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that. But here we go, we've got Darth Sidious. Sort of, basically it's that pose where he's like pointing his lightsaber down at Yoda in Revenge of the Sith. I think that's really cool. I was only going to do like 4 poses in this video, but there is another one I want to do after this one before my final pose. I'm really, I'm really having fun with this figure. I really want to keep posing it, because Revenge of the Sith is a very iconic movie for me. I love it super much, so I want to keep doing poses from it. But yeah, I really like this pose where he's sort of pointing down, and he made a similar face expression as well when he was looking at Yoda, because he was ready for the fight. I know this wire is annoying. I know it's just addressed the elephant in the room, all this crap behind, but yeah, as you know, I like to try them out once a video, and that's what I'm going to do from now on. I think I'll turn off the light in a sec, but holy crap, that is nice. Now, be very careful with this hood. It's made out of that material where sometimes, you get these little like tattoos coming out of these little line parts. Unfortunately, I think I clipped part of the inside of the hood on this hair, and now it's like, a bit of the string has come loose or something, a bit of string came out or something. Really annoying. So be careful with the hood. It's not the most durable material. It's durable, but like you can easily sort of like cut it a little bit and there'll be bits of string hanging out. It's not that noticeable, but anyway, let me just turn off the light really quickly so we can see the lightsaber. Yeah, it's not the brightest thing in the world, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, anyway, let's move on to pose number 5. So basically, this is the pose where, like, basically he did this in Revenge of the Sith where he was lifting up his hands slowly, then he gripped his lightsaber with both hands and swung at Yoda. So this is sort of him sort of raising his hands up. I was thinking about doing sort of the pose where, as you know, when he was in the Senate and he sort of orchestrated the Empire, he said, First Galactic Empire, and then he raised both of his hands up. Well, this is the wrong version of Darth Sidious. I kind of wanted to do poses specifically with this outfit he did. So yeah, as you can see, really, really cool. I just decided to turn the flash on for this one here. Really, really awesome. Right there, you can sort of notice there, the hood there, yeah, the little bits of tattoos. Because I keep taking it on and off, little like bits of like, I don't know, the hair. I think the head sculpt is rubbing on it and it's sort of damaging the hood a little bit. So just be careful with it. It's not that bad, like it's not that noticeable, but yeah, it's kind of something to bear in mind. It's not the most epic thing in the world. I think my final pose will hide it because I'm going to be having his sort of body turned, his head turned. But I'm going to say it one more time. I apologize, I keep saying this. Those Sith eyes are just, holy crap, they're good, man. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of the great things in the pros and cons section. But yeah, look at that. Anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, so let's move on to my final pose. Pretty much all the poses I've done with this figure in today's video is mostly been from the sort of either announced blogger photos or the released blogger photos of this figure, and I've sort of changed it up a little bit. Most of them, I think one of them I did myself, or 2 of them I did myself. I don't know. But I just like, you know, I wanted just to copy some blogger photos because there's some really awesome photos. And this one is definitely one of them. This is one of the release blogger photos. I tried to copy, you know, pretty much most of it perfectly, like the cape down here, sorry, the robes and the lightning. And I've also gave him some side-eye. That side-eye looks so good. Justin is going to go crazy about the side-eye in his review. He's going to love it. But yeah, this is my final pose. Really like it. As you can see, I've got the lightsaber there and the coin. That's what I'm going to have it displayed like in my collection. And it's really, really awesome. I think the pose earlier when I had him looking down, shooting lightning, would have been cooler for where I was going to put it. I'm going to put it on kind of like a tall shelf. Actually, where my Venom figure was before. Hopefully he doesn't fall off. But yeah, but hopefully this looks good from a top shelf. I guess I'll find out. But I really like how this is looking. And yeah, it's really, really cool. I was just sitting here a few minutes ago thinking, what am I going to do for my, you know, 2 irritating or 2 great things? I already know what I'm doing for my 2 great things and one of the irritating things, but the other thing I don't really know, so I might have to find something super, super picky about this figure, but I'm really happy with this. Honestly, like, it is just so cool. It's a very, very basic figure, but sometimes basic is just awesome, and I cannot wait for the other version of Darth Sidious comes out. And most importantly, I can't wait for Hot Toys to release some more Revenge of the Sith stuff. General Grievous, the Darth Vader operating table. Holy crap. And also, I know it's not part of Revenge of the Sith, but it's a comic book Battle Damage Vader. I got a feeling that will be released any day. I just have a really strong feeling about that. That'll be out soon. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun posing this figure. I always find it kind of annoying with the wires and stuff to pose on, like at the bottom here, you know, these parts. That's just me. Wires are fine. But yeah. Wow, what a great looking figure. Well done, Hot Toys, with this one. Wow. Moving on to the 2 irritating and 2 great things about this figure. So the first irritating thing is, it's such a minor one. I don't really mind too much about it, but it would be cool. I kind of wish this display base lit up like they did with the Darth Vader one. This is Darth Sidious, the Emperor of the Galaxy. And I did it with Darth Vader, the apprentice of Darth Sidious, but not with the main man himself. I love the display base. I love the detail on it, but the lights would have been more epic. I like how I painted it though. I like the red. I really like the light red, but would it look cooler if it like lit up? I think it could still light up if you put some LEDs in there. I think it would. I'm not sure. Is that translucent? I don't know if you could do it yourself. No, I don't think you could, but it would be cool with the lights on. But personally, I'm not too bothered about it just because I kind of like that like red sort of plastic that you can see or whatever. But it would be a kind of like a nice touch for most people. This irritating thing is more for most people. I think a lot of people would prefer this display base to light up. Now, the second irritating thing is a really nitpicky one, but it's kind of annoying. So, removing and reinstalling the hood over and over again for different poses and to move the eyes. I noticed a little bit, you know, there's a little tattoo. You can't really see it now, but you can sort of notice there's a few little tattoos on the hood, and I sort of clipped it on the hair. Like, I kind of wish the hood was a little, I don't know, like the bits, it kind of annoys me. I know it's so minor, I do apologise, but it's just, I don't know, it just really annoyed me that it was that easy just to, you know, I don't know, it's that sort of material. You're not going to get dye transfer in that material, or there shouldn't be any dye transfer in this material, but what you will get is these little, like, tattoo pieces, it's hard to explain, I think you guys know what I mean, but yeah, I think the new Darth Sidious they're going to release, the one with the black hood, you know, the other one in 2026 from the same movie. I cannot believe they made 2 versions of Darth Sidious from the same movie. I ain't complaining, by the way. I think that one is going to have dye transfer, but I won't have the hood on with that one. But yeah, the first great thing is, my god, the detail on these hands is absolutely incredible. I'm pretty sure with the Clone Wars one, it was similar as well. But I think Darth Sidious in Revenge of the Sith had more sort of burnt hands because of the lightning reflecting on his face and his hands. The reason why I think that is just because I'm pretty sure the other Darth Sidious they're going to release in 2026, I think you get a set of hands not as manky as these. I mean, you get some manky ones just because you can have them as Chancellor Palpatine, but yeah, the hands are really cool. I put the rest of them in the box, but as you saw at the start of the video, are just crazily detailed. Now, the second great thing is, I like that they tried something new. Like, this head sculpt, not everyone's going to like or appreciate, but because of the crazy expression, but in the right pose, it looks great, and I think it looks a lot better in person. In my opinion, the final production looks better than the prototype. I just like I don't know, the detail looks a little better in my opinion. And those Sith eyes, I swear the Sith eyes didn't look as good in the prototype. These Sith eyes, as I said many times in this video, like, they just glow, even if you don't have any light shining on his face. Like, for example, if I had the flash off right now, as you saw earlier, you had that shadow over his face, and those sort of Sith eyes were coming through. This face sculpt is a bit crazy. I personally like it, but I like that they tried something new. They took a risk, you know. If you don't like this version, well, there's the other Revenge of the Sith version coming out with a more neutral expression. So if you're like me and you love Revenge of the Sith and you love Darth Sidious, you're probably going to pick up both of these. But yeah, honestly, guys, my final thoughts, you're going to love this figure. You really are, especially if you like this crazy expression. I really like it. Really big fan of it. The wires are good in the hood. Really, really awesome. Just a little bonus irritating thing. This is for all figures which need a USB. Why don't they supply the USBs? They really should. They supply buttons to batteries, but not the USBs. I was thinking earlier off camera, I kind of wish there were some wires all the way down, or all the way along here as well. But them being only at the bottom, that's not too bad. I'm fine with that. Another little thing as well. I know I'm going crazy at the end here. I do love the quality of these coins. I do love how detailed they are. Just wish they had a little stand. You can just rest it against here, that is fine. I know it covers the nameplate up, but I don't really care, to be fair. Or you could blue tack it up here. I did that with a coin I had, I think I got for my Christmas. It wasn't Hot Toys, and I blue tacked it on the Darth Vader display base because it was a Darth Vader coin. I was going to have that as one of the irritating things, but I think I'd rather for this figure, because the coin is such a minor thing, just for the, you know, irritating thing, just to have, just the, you know, pros and cons section be about the figure itself, mostly, or the display base, or any of the accessories which come with it, other than this. But anyway, if you have enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and that like button. Also, comment down below what you think about this figure. Let me know if you're picking this bad boy up, because I absolutely think you should. It is an outstanding piece. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in another review, figure preview, or sure.